Ready to go? At Metro Transit, we are. With more routes to more places, easy ways to pay, and more convenient options, we're ready to go further. Go easier. Go faster. Go, go, go. And go. We're ready to go. Are you?
It's time to knock some things off your bucket list. First up, travel the world. If you've always wanted to visit Hong Kong or vacation in the Swiss Alps and wondered what it was like, well, Jeanette, Evette, and Tina got the scoop for you. These JET Setting Divas are always at some fun and exotic place experiencing the best of what life has to offer. And each week, they'll tell you all about it. These ladies are always high-flying loads of fun.
Hey, I'm Jeanette.
And I'm Evette.
And I'm Tina, and we are the JET Setting Divas. Hey, ladies, what's going on in our world of travel?
Woo, a lot of things are going on. Always, as usual.
Girl, they's trying to feed us to death again. I heard Southwest.
Yeah.
It's the last of those days, the free bags of Southwest. That's it.
Yes, it. And then after, if you ain't bought a ticket today, then you paying for bags now. And I think it's 35 for the first bag and 45 for the second bag. And I mean, people were drawn to Southwest because you can always get you two big bag, 50-pound bags. You can bring those college kids gear to school. You can bring all the stuff you need on a if you're doing an event. That's why people really love Southwest, because you can bring them back. Now you finna charge, and they ticket prices are not the cheapest either.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I saw people on the
maybe
news.
the ticket price is going to go down.
Yeah, I don't know, but I saw people on the news saying that this will change who they fly with, because they were specifically flying with Southwest for those free bags, and now since they don't have the free bags, they'll just go to another airline.
Yeah, and I don't know. Does Southwest provide like the complimentary drink and snacks while you're on there? I can't remember. They do. Yeah, okay. So they do. So they, because a lot of them cut that out. American, I know, does it, and United and Delta, a few of them do it. But you know what? We look forward to some of these treats that we get, and
absolutely.
Now you're gonna take the bags away. Sometimes they take the the foot space away or the leg room away, and I'm what are we paying for?
You paying for the ride there.
That's pretty
much it.
They're not giving you anything extra. And even we saw with other discount airlines like Spirit and Frontier, they are basically harassing you. Even if you have a small bag that you're carrying on for free, they check everybody's bag, they measure them, they make you put them in the little containers. They just take you through a lot now.
So are they still doing that? Because I know at one point they had kind of got in trouble,
for doing
it. I haven't really rolled with them this year.
Yeah,
but
I haven't either.
Last year.
I haven't either. I've actually haven't flown with Spirit or Frontier this year.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know what that process is. But what I also heard was, how they would give you that you have to be sitting at the gate 45 minutes, or they start boarding like 45 minutes before the flight. They're saying now the flights are going to start leaving and be fully boarded 30 minutes prior to the actual time. So you have to already have been there. So at 30 minutes, when they start boarding 30 minutes and they can leave early, they will. So
yeah,
I don't
know. Will leave early.
And I think that they're working on that, because coming out of Denver, I just flew there this past weekend. They were like, they started calling you for your flight about an hour before the flight. And about 30 minutes in, they were like, flight's full. Of course, they were trying to get people to, check their bags and stuff like that. But they were like, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. And I'm like, what about these people who would have rolled up here, who trying to roll up here, at the time their flight is, 30 minutes before? They were going to be gone.
Yeah. Time is money, because
it is
because the aviation industry, if they're leaving on time, you getting
incentive. They get incentivized.
Right.
Yeah, they get incentivized for it.
If you leaving late, you're not getting that money.
And you
Okay.
remember they used to be that way for if you were going on international flights. Now I
Yeah.
guess they're doing it for domestic too.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I see it happening now, but it's just so many things with the travel. I mean, people are, people are still sick. People are still flying sick. I was in Denver and
They
they had
are.
the
Mhm.
measles outbreak had they would just and, it was a constant reminder that someone had come through the Denver airport with measles,
Mm.
and that, be careful. They wanted to alert you that I guess maybe they found out when the person was, diagnosed with the measles, and they said, where have you been? And they said, I've been through the Denver airport. And
Wow.
everybody's on, alert. You got babies, pregnant ladies, this, that
Mhm.
going on. And you know what? You don't know. We become too cautious. We're not cleaning off the seats like we used to. We don't have our hand sanitizers and our wipes. And people are just jumping on planes, sitting. Nobody got a mask on. Look, I'm a little
But,
So
scared.
we're
so
not
I
cautious
flew
anymore.
back home. I flew back to Dallas on Saturday from Detroit. I was in Detroit. And when I got on the plane, there was a man coughing like it was really, 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 really bad.
Hmm.
And I'm like, they need to get him off of here.
Yep.
And so the flight was already kind of delayed, and then they was kind of the pilot even walked back there towards him and was talking to some of the flight attendants there. And I was like, what in the world? And it was just like me and another flight attendant was sitting, with each other or whatever. And they eventually got him off though. They said they told
Oh, did they make him look?
Oh, really?
Wow. I
yeah.
wonder if you all had any kind of
If you,
protocol about
as a
that.
flight attendant, if you see someone that may be sick, like they look sick, or they got a skin disease, or something is going on with them, you have the right to tell them they got to
Can't
leave
fly.
the aircraft. They
Wow.
can't fly. So
Yeah.
it was him and his wife. It was y'all. It was bad. I hope the
And both
Mm.
man.
both both of them were coughing.
No, he was coughing, but when they got up to get up, because they was probably about 2 seats behind me, he had his wife with him. So, and he was
Wow.
walking with a little cane and stuff. I was like, I hope the man is okay.
Okay, yeah, he probably was very ill and trying to
Hmm.
let me just get on this flight and leave and make it to where I'm going. But you don't want nobody dying on the plane or something
Right.
like that, while
Right.
you're
Or spreading
it's-
whatever it is that's going on with you, to other people. So
exactly.
Do you
they,
all still have masks on the plane where you could give them to people if they ask for
yeah,
them or if they're sick?
Mm,
Okay.
yeah, there are masks on the plane. So
mm.
yeah, and so I went on my first training trip this past weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and came back with COVID. And I ain't never had COVID before in my lifetime, or
Isn't that
whatever. So
see?
I guess I'm
So
getting.
so
Who
let's
knows
talk
if
about
you got
so
it
let's
from
talk
that
about
man?
COVID. I have a lot of people have been saying, I have COVID. Did you have any symptoms or something that made you say, okay, let me take a COVID test? Or is it, the result of just being on a flight with people that you questioned?
No, not really. I didn't really see people that I questioned or anything. What happened was at my layover, like that night, my throat just started feeling itchy, and I was
Hmm.
like, I hope I'm not getting sick. And then
Okay.
like the next morning, my throat wasn't itchy anymore, but then my nose started running, and I was like,
Oh,
is it allergies because I'm in a different environment,
right.
or what? And then like when I was like just going back and forth because I was doing a whole bunch of turns, like going to
From
the
here to
same
there.
or whatever. I just started. I like that Saturday night. I was no Saturday Friday night. I was just worn out. I felt like I was just like I was like, what in the world is going on? I was so tired. I
Mhm.
couldn't even hardly pull my luggage
Wow.
Wow.
to get me. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm just tired. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this type of activity. But I was sick and didn't know it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I slept that night. And then Saturday, I actually felt better. My
Okay.
nose was still running a little bit, but I actually felt better. And I finished my day, jumped on my flight from Detroit, came back to Dallas. My husband picked me up from the airport and he was like, "You need to take a COVID test because that's just him." He was
Yeah.
like, "You think I got COVID?" He was like, "Yeah, you need to take COVID test." So soon as we got home, I took a COVID test, and he was like, "Yeah, you got COVID."
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I
See?
was like,
Mhm.
"Oh my God, I probably wouldn't have taken one."
Yeah,
Mhm.
because you would have thought it was just a cold. Because that's what I'm trying to figure out if the
Yeah,
difference between the symptoms of a cold allergy is same
right.
as COVID now. Because I'm like, I felt a little scratchy throat one day, and I was like, you start giving yourself all your vitamins and all your different things that you do to kind of get your immune system up, and I felt fine. I didn't take a COVID test, but I didn't, I felt fine, and I don't have a
Mhm.
scratchy throat. So
Well,
I was
well,
wondering.
they're telling people now you don't have to have the vaccine anymore. It's not even like with the measles, it's not that serious. And what's happening is people are getting sick. They're not getting vaccinated, and then other
Hmm.
people are getting sick. What do you think you need to do for as a flight attendant now to
You got to
increase
keep
your
your immune
vitamin?
system up.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
I'm not
Okay.
even really sick. I'm on here. I'm
Yeah, you
not
are.
even
Yeah.
really. I'm not even really sick. But I just had. Y'all may hear it a little bit in my voice. I'm
Right.
congested a little bit. My nose was running over the weekend, but that's gone.
So it's kind of draining,
I went
more or
to the
less.
doctor today. I'm still testing positive,
Mhm.
and I still have my energy levels, and I actually really can go on with my normal life. Actually, there's
Okay.
Hmm.
nothing really stopping me from doing, what I normally do. So,
Right.
yeah, I
I
went out
would I would say
today. Of
increase
course,
your
I wore
vitamins.
a mask.
Yeah.
The mask
Yeah.
Increase your
on.
vitamins.
Have that mask on all the time.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people are walking around with COVID actually right about now.
Yeah,
I think
because they're not really having symptoms. Like for me, like I went to the doctor, I wore a mask. Well, when I went in, because I walked in because I didn't have no appointment, and they
hmm
was like, "Go sit in your car," and I'm a call, and they called me on the phone.
Mhm.
They didn't want me inside. They
hmm
called me on the phone and told me to come on inside. The doctor is going to go ahead and see you or what have you. And then I had my appointment. I put on a mask. I went to the grocery store. I was avoiding people. I wasn't trying to be like all on anybody, or if somebody was walking towards me, I kind of like just moved over, went in another direction or whatever, because I don't want to get anybody sick.
Right.
Well,
Oh,
now
Right.
with the government saying that you don't have to be vaccinated, parents
hmm
aren't getting their kids vaccinated, adults aren't getting vaccinated. So you've got a lot more people that aren't vaccinated. And we
hmm
haven't got, when was the last time we had a vaccine? I
Yeah.
know
yeah,
for
it's
me,
been
it's
two,
been
Yeah.
three
over
years
2 or
ago.
3 years. So
Yeah,
Better.
with this,
um,
yeah, with this situation, you could definitely get sick really easy.
Yeah. And you
yeah.
got about the schools are starting, schools have started. It's not even a requirement to go to school that you have to be
Mhm.
vaccinated. I don't even think
But
that's a
see,
requirement.
but you know what? The thing about it is, you go to the doctor, they write you a doctor's note, and they say, "When did your symptoms start?" This is how they do it. When did your
Mhm.
symptoms start? You tell them when the symptoms start, and they say they only give you 5 days. So if my symptoms started Friday, like they want me to go back to work Thursday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they only gonna give you 5 days and that's it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Although you may still be testing positive for COVID, they want you to go back to work.
Yeah, so
They're
it's
not
like an
gonna give you.
incubation. So it's like, okay, you're past the contagious stage after the
Yeah.
5 days,
Mhm.
pretty much. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of one of those. Some people carriers, some people are just prone to getting different things or diseases all the time. And I just kind of feel like we have to kind of look at COVID like a cold, not like a cold, or
It's
not even
nothing.
like
I
a
just feel
flu.
Mhm.
like I had a
Definitely.
cold.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's all I feel like. I had a
Because did they give you anything for it, or they just verified that you had it? They didn't give you anything, did they?
okay. So I did have I did a telemedicine like
Okay.
online
Visit.
appointment about 2 days ago or whatever, and they prescribed me that Paxlovid,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I
That's
didn't.
my favorite commercial.
I'm like, I'm not that sick, so I didn't take it.
Have
Okay.
COVID, Paxlovid. Oh yeah, that's my favorite little commercial. I'm sure they're gonna have some Paxlovid names for kids in
And
it.
then when I went into the doctor, because it was a holiday and it was a weekend, so I wasn't able to get. So this morning I
Uh,
was like, okay, I'm gonna go in the doctor's office, and she was like, "It's been too long now. You don't even need to take no medication."
Wow.
See, there we go. See, that's why I say I don't, for the number of years that we had COVID in our midst, it's kind of like a funny thing. It's like, oh, you got COVID, oh, go on about your life. Good, you'll be all right.
It's,
Just go live.
It
it's
is
not
like a
that
common
serious
cold.
anymore.
Yeah.
Seem
Yeah,
like they was like,
Mhm.
okay, you got COVID, like okay, rest a couple of days and then go on by your business, pretty
For
much.
healthy people, it's probably fine, but for those people that are sick, just like that man that you said was on the plane, you possibly could have picked. You probably is everybody on that plane probably got something from him.
No, I
So
mean, no, I already had this prior to that. That
okay,
that
okay,
was
but
yeah,
you
I
know he
already
had
had a
something
symptom
that he was
like
spreading on
2 days
there.
before that.
yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
I
and,
think
and
older.
it,
I think I heard somebody said he have asthma,
Mm,
oh
but he was an older gentleman, but his cough was like, oh my goodness.
yeah,
I was like, they
yeah,
got to get
I would say we can be more relaxed because we're younger and we're more healthy. But if you're older or you're a child, I think you still need to be wary of COVID and measles.
or you have a
Because you,
oh
compromised
yeah,
immune
yeah.
system, or you have a chronic condition or a compromised immune system, you definitely need to.
Hmm.
I was just surprised at the number of people who don't wear masks anymore.
Yeah.
I've been several places, and it's almost like I could tell, like I've seen a lot of older people with masks, and I think it's they are protecting themselves. Even I was at a
Mhm.
graduation party, and a couple of the older people had
Mhm.
masks on because it
Yeah.
was going to be a lot of young,
hmm
young people there in and out. You know where they've been or whatever. So they had their mask on at the graduation party,
Mhm.
and even in the graduation ceremony because you're in large groups of people. But I don't think a lot of people are just feeling, they feeling healthy enough that their body, if you made it through COVID, you're thinking, hey, my body's strong.
yeah. I think of myself as a pretty healthy,
Yeah,
person. Although I got COVID, I don't have a
yeah,
bad case of COVID,
Mhm.
yeah,
not at
Yeah.
all.
And
And
that's
I'm
probably
actually
because
can,
yeah.
can do my normal daily life
Mhm.
as
so you
normal.
can go to work tomorrow.
And again, that's probably because you're healthy. Because
Yeah.
somebody who's not healthy, it probably be a totally different situation.
Yep.
hmm
Yeah, but that's good. But I mean, it's good to know, kind of just the dynamic of what COVID looks like today, and how we've really, really, got built up our immune systems with the
Yeah.
supplements and the different things so that we can
So
be healthy, and
yeah.
we're doing it for a lot of different reasons. Just as we get a little bit older, we want to make sure that we can, be active, because we
So
want.
some of the supplements that I've done this before and I kind of had got off of it, but and I know you did it too, Jeanette. I ordered me some sea moss.
Mhm.
I got
Yeah,
me
sea
some
moss
sea
is really
moss.
good.
My daughter is very holistic and she loves to, she's a different kind of person. So she was like, Mom, you need to get this. She was like, get you some elderberry, get you some
Hmm.
black seed oil. I ordered some black seed oil, some elderberry, and some sea moss. So
Hmm.
And
those
I
are some things. And
the
and because of the industry I'm in now and being
mhm.
around people,
Hmm.
I gotta take care of
Yeah.
myself.
And the supplements that I use echinacea and I use olive leaf extract. Those two are
Hmm.
really good. And if I take echinacea consistently, echinacea, vitamin C, I mean, I'm pretty good, but it's
Hmm.
being
Mm,
consistent with it.
Yeah, and I take some Primrose, and I stay loaded with vitamin D, and I take a lot of vitamin C too. So so I think everybody's regimen
yeah.
is will be different, but you got to try different things to see what makes you
Mhm.
feel good and be consistent about it. I mean, because
Yeah.
like I said, if you're consistent and your body can say, it helps anything that builds your immune system, and a lot of enzymes and things like that that helps your immune system be stronger is always important.
Yeah. So one thing I want to mention when I went to the doctor is she told me, to hydrate a whole lot, drink a lot of water and
Mhm.
electrolytes. And so I've been doing emergency also in my water. And she said do Gatorade, but she said only do the frosted, the
Zero.
clear, or the yellow. Don't do
Hmm.
that red, blue, orange.
Okay.
Hmm.
That those will make you sick.
Yeah, they have those
Mm,
dyes
okay.
in them.
Yeah, do the clears, the clear,
Hmm.
the frosted, the clear, or the yellow, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Well, ladies, we have, the world of travel continues to always have an adventure for us
Yeah.
every week.
hmm
Well, we're glad that you're on the men's event, getting back
Yes.
healthy.
Yes.
I'm good.
Awesome.
Well, I'm Jeanette.
And I'm Evette.
And I'm Tina, and we are the Jet Setting Divas.
Tune in next Thursday when the Jet Setting Divas will tell you about another fun destination spot that you'll want to visit. For more on their excursions, log on to ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
Nystrom is a manufacturer of specialty building products. We've been partners with Bremer for over 20 years. Through our relationship with Bremer, we've actually doubled in size over the last 10 years. We've been able to secure a working capital line of credit, equipment financing, real estate financing, and take advantage of their treasury management solutions. It's really been an invaluable partnership to have Bremer behind us and support us.
Hey, it's Shaletta. I'm here at Xfinity Mobile getting a new phone for my teenager. Great plans, reliable coverage, perfect for our family. Now my teen enjoys fast speeds to stay connected no matter where the day goes. Plus, get an extra line free for a year. Y'all better switch to Xfinity Mobile today.